Hey everyone, welcome back to the Jailbreak trading series, and today I am trading the Beignet. Now most of you guys already know this is probably one of the most interesting vehicles in the game now, because it used to be under a Brulee, but now it's supposedly going more than a Brulee. So this is actually like super cool to see this vehicle's value actually rising since the last time I made a Jailbreak trading video on it, and I'm very glad to be trading this vehicle again today. So as you guys already know, I actually really like the Beignet. I think it looks really cool. I love the headlights on it and the front look of it and everything. And of course we did the M12 training video yesterday, and you can actually compare the performance of the two. So the Beignet does have a slightly smoother ride and it has a higher top speed, but still this is probably one of the best looking vehicles in the game. And let's test its off-road performance as well. We could actually try climbing this hill over here, and yeah, it's not going to be as good as the M12 because the front of the vehicle is a little bit lower than the M12, but still I think this is a very nice vehicle. And if you put the monster suspension on it, I think you shouldn't have problem with train tracks either ways. So if you want to use this vehicle, I think this is a very nice car to main. I mean, its top speed is very nice, its handling is super easy, and this is honestly perfect for mobile players. So if you're a mobile player and you want a very easy vehicle to use, consider using the Beignet. I mean, it doesn't really get better than it. I mean, it seems super good, and it hasn't had any problems making corners or any turns and whatnot. And I think this is something very interesting that this vehicle does. It just has a very smooth drive. And that being said, besides its looks and performance, I think you guys already know that we got our first player, and their name is Troll Hunter. So let's throw in the Beignet over here, and I'm hoping since the NASCAR update has sort of calmed down now that we are going to start getting some trades with better players. This guy has a Seltzer, so you can totally throw that in for a Beignet, because the Beignet is actually like going for a few million more than a Seltzer, and unfortunately you didn't want to trade for it. That kind of sucks. But if you want to get yourself a Seltzer for a Beignet, that's actually a trade that I've seen players doing a lot. And I don't have a very high time traded Beignet. In fact, this one's been traded 31 times traded, but I got a very reasonable price for it, and the guy threw in some other vehicles as well. So I'm not expecting crazy overpay ads, but I am looking for at least what this vehicle goes for at a minimum. And we've actually got KA over here, and he is a big fan. Let's see if he offers anything. Does he have like an inventory of vehicles? Okay, he has a few items, so I don't think he'd be able to offer for the Beignet, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. Anyways, let's see what other players have to offer for the Beignet. We have a Beignet over here, and this guy's throwing in the Eclair Interrogator and Model 3. So that is not ideal because these are obtainables. And oh, he's actually looking for a Roadster. Well, the thing is, he didn't really add in 100,000 worth of ads, so I'm probably not going to give him the Roadster either way. And this Eclair is traded 12 times, so I'm probably not going to do this trade. Let's see what this player has to offer for the Beignet. This player added in the M12 Gold Color, Concept, and Parisian, and I think that's a pretty solid trade, but I did have to throw in a Proto 8 to balance out everything, and I think this is something you could look into. Now, the only issue is the M12 does have slightly worse value than what it was a few months ago, but that being said, it's still worthwhile to consider, especially if you like going off-road. I think the M12 is like a dune buggy now. It's actually hilarious. With that being said, the Gold, Concept, and Parisian items actually make up for that, so I think this is a pretty good trade. And nice to meet you, I produced the Cream. Alright, so that was a very nice trade by Cream. I think that's something you could look into trading the Beignet. Now, preferably though, what I was actually looking for, and this guy had this vehicle at the start, is I think the Seltzer is like the perfect vehicle to get for the Beignet. And the reason for that is because although I like the Beignet, like the M12 is pretty similar to it. So if you want the M12, it could be worthwhile to consider, like Cream had thrown in that last trade. But that being said, I think the Seltzer is like the optimal vehicle to get for the Beignet, because you could spawn in the Seltzer anywhere. And so, oh, this player is offering in the Javelin. Okay, I think this is pretty good, and he actually threw in the Blue Season 3 tires, so you don't really see him that often. But here's the thing with the Javelin, it fell down like a lot. It's pretty ridiculous. I don't know what happened with the Javelin, but it goes for like next to nothing anymore, and I don't see it going for anywhere near as much as it did, because I think the Javelin used to go for about a Beignet, and now it is kind of unfortunate, but I don't want to trade for a Javelin that's going down. So this might be a panic trader or something, but I don't know. I think the Javelin's value is actually going downhill, so I would not trade for a Javelin right now, just until things are sorted out. And quite honestly, he didn't have to add in the Blue Season 3 tires because he's making me add for these items, which, speaking of that, I'm not really interested in the Gold Color. So although this is a trade you could consider, I'm probably not going to do it just because the Javelin is very unstable right now. So if you own a Javelin, I would consider trading it away while you still can. And if you can get a Javelin for pretty pretty cheap, then that's definitely really good, but I would just keep an eye on the value of the John because it's very unstable right now. So that being said, I hope that gives you an impression of what the Beignet is worth. I think this is an absolutely phenomenal vehicle, and if you want the Beignet, I think it goes for like 15 million now. I think it's a very good price for the Beignet, and I was actually lucky to do a trade for it in the last jailbreak trading video. So if you want to see the trade I did to get the Beignet, then you can actually see. This would be an insane trade. Like, I haven't seen a trade like this in months, honestly. Guys, he's actually gonna do it. I really needed the Beignet because it was such a hard vehicle to get. Yeah, I'm really happy to get this done. I had so many concepts and duplicates. Okay, so he's saying he's gonna keep the Shell Classic, but I said I'm just gonna have to remove the concept then. Yeah. Okay, we got the trade done. So finally, I have the Beignet. So apparently, even though I do not own this vehicle anymore, I am still able to drive it. Yeah, I'm really happy I got that trade done. Sorry that took forever. I really need a Beignet. No one was like giving me any good offers for it. And honestly, I'm so happy I finally got the Beignet. So I'll find another banana car eventually. They're not like crazy difficult to find. It might take a little bit, but like I said, there were some decent offers for this vehicle. But yeah, I'm really happy I got the Beignet done. And I think I did get the Shell Classic and the Brulee as well. Wait, so that was like a really crazy trade. I'm still processing that trade right now. He gave a Brulee and I gave a Brulee, so I essentially got the Beignet for the banana car, a few concepts, and that's about it, right? I threw in his favorite texture. He wanted earthquake texture. Oh, come on. I don't care whatsoever about earthquake texture, but don't get me wrong. That's probably the best trade I've done in months, if not since like June or July. Like, come on. Now I'm gonna leave this server before this guy wants to trade me back. That was such an insane trade. I can't believe I actually did that. So overall, I think the Beignet is a very nice vehicle. I think its performance, handling, and top speed all just work very well. And I actually really like it because it's basically an Eclair with better handling. And that's really what I wish more supercars were like in this game. And you really can't go wrong with this car. If you own the Beignet, I think you're in good hands. I think it's going to be going up in value over the next few months. And honestly, it's probably one of my favorite supercars in the game just because of its design. It looks very cool. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with the Beignet. I think it's a very nice looking vehicle. Now, if you want, you could look for a seltzer for it, or you could actually add for an icebreaker, although I think you shouldn't do that just because the icebreaker is substantially worse in performance, so I don't see why you would trade a Beignet for an icebreaker, but if that is something you want, then I guess you can do that. Anyways, if you actually want to see what I traded for the Beignet, then you can take a look at my banana car trading video that I did about a month ago, and you'll be able to see what trade I did for the Beignet. I think it was actually really good. I think it was a very good trade, and it let me make this video, so that being said, I'm definitely going to be trading up for a few other vehicles. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, and if you want to see some more jailbreak training videos, then there is a playlist in the description below. But that being said, if you like this video, make sure to like, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.